Do you know what the funny thing is? I can get more understanding out of a fucking wasp than any of you fuckers. The animals get it. Every single person after a certain point in my life has just been, I feel like they're alive, and then something goes wrong. And I have this attitude that it must be my fault. I understand manifestation. I don't want your sympathy. I want you to learn. I want you to learn from this. I cannot tell you how much fucking pain. I can't tell you how much pain I've been in for ages. It's just constant torment. And you're going to lock me up. You think, he needs help. He needs help, doesn't he? You don't even know what the fuck that is, you retard. Said the monkey putting a fish safely up a tree. Why the fuck do you think people get pissed off? Why the fuck do you think people do mad shit? I am a very, very strong individual, and I don't have any problem saying it. I understand why people do certain things in this life. The thing is, right, karma can be a bitch, but it's fair, right? The truth is, you might be looking at this and thinking, look at this sappy piece of shit, right? I can turn it off like a fucking button, retard. If you're thinking that, you couldn't last a fucking millisecond as me. Do you understand? And sooner or later, you're going to understand why. So if you come from a place of judgment, you better understand this. You'll torment yourself until you understand why you're wrong. The reason people end up like me, with all this resentment and rage and pain and loneliness, is because of the way this fucking world communicates. There's an everlasting depth as to why, and I won't even bother getting into it, because truthfully, I don't understand everything. I understand enough, put it that way. I walk around me and I feel like I'm carrying so much fucking weight. And sometimes I laugh. Sometimes it's all relative. Why do people have mental health problems? I'll tell you the truth, right? Nobody does. Why does a soldier have PTSD? Because they've fucking been through a lot, mate. Like, honestly. So what? You think that locking them up and filling them full of fucking poison, that's going to fucking solve it, is it? Right, well, I'm going to repeat it again and again and again, just like the fucking Mackey's burgers on the billboards. When you do that, do you know what you're doing? You're fucking enslaving perception. What they need is understanding, wisdom, guidance. In a society that has an absence of such, at least not in a complete sense, people can't always figure it out. Guess what? The infinite nature of reality completely overwhelms them. And it's happened to me in the past. Do you know this idea of hell? Some of you are fucking going there. And it ain't my fault. You can call me the devil once you know who you're once you know who you're listed to. You can call me the devil and blame it on me. Do you know why Jesus got possessed? Because he didn't fucking take responsibility. It's not even his failure. God, man, you've forsaken me. Does that sound like your fucking saviour? Because that sounds like a fucking idiot. What, the climax of a story? Fuck off, mate. Take some fucking responsibility. Rubbish. I fuck things up on a daily basis, me. I know it's my responsibility. It's my fucking life. I'll make another reiterating point. When you eat lamb, you eat a fucking child. You know, when I was very, very hungry, I didn't want to do it, but something told me to order a doner kebab, right? Because, well, I asked for something else. You know, I asked for a favour off these people. I got a wicked smile off them before they give it me. I knew what it meant. I knew who I was looking at. You understand what I'm saying? Guess what happened? I understood exactly what I was eating and exactly why it had got to that tray that it was in. I couldn't eat any fucking more of it, and I didn't eat lamb before that point. Not for fucking ages. As soon as I had any common sense about it. If you pay attention when you eat something like that, you will taste this flavour. You will smell this aroma. And you will understand why people are choosing infantile creatures to sacrifice. And what? Okay, so Lucifer's responsible for that. It's alright. Let's say Jeffrey Epstein didn't get caught. Let's say Jimmy Savile didn't get caught. Well, he's getting praised for the fucking charity work, isn't he? So what makes you think they're not just creating whatever fucking narrative they want? Let me clue you into something, right? In case you haven't figured it out and you're watching this, I'm Lucifer. So you're going to make any assumptions about me? You haven't even fucking met me. You know what I mean? What am I saying this to be provocative? No, it's genuinely me. Why the fuck have I turned up? Because we're all on thin ice here, people. You understand? This idea of highway to hell, all this nonsense going on in consciousness, you think that has no significance? You people need to fucking buckle up and start asking yourself what real sacrifice is, what evolution is. Otherwise, it's not that everybody's going down because everybody makes sacrifices and everybody has the ability to save themselves and, in the butterfly effect, the people that they love. Some of you are just plain fucking weak. And I'm not talking to you if you're the guy or girl that is limited. You're depressed. You think, how the fuck do I get off my ass? That don't mean you're weak. You avoid confrontation. Don't necessarily mean you're weak. Do you know what weakness is? It's the absence of honesty. It's the absence to look in the reflection and realise the truth. So if you're taking this seriously, you might feel a bit disconcerted about the expressions that I'm expressing. You fucking should be, because this is not amateur hour, this. You think there's not karmic consequences to shit. I understand this. It's not all about this, what I'm saying now. This is an emotional relativity, and he decided to turn this phone on and make this for some fucking reason that I don't even know why. Probably partly for attention. Probably partly so somebody hears it. Probably partly because I'm speaking to myself. Probably partly because it means something to me. Can it be described by words? No. Do any of these people have the capability to understand? No. Because every time I express myself truthfully to somebody, regardless of whether or not I say anything that is even disconcerting, just truthful, you know? There's no faith. You don't get a look of faith. I can tell that the collective consciousness has been sabotaged because I understand things in myself, obstacles that need to be overcome. And that's the point here, people. We're in a type of game here. It's a game of meaning. Does that mean that it's just fucking press start? No. This is to be engaged with. You know, the universe would manifest dimensions with jib risk. You should be able to figure out what fucking jib means by now if you've watched any of these. Should be obvious anyway, even if you haven't. After a while, it wants it to be real. Do you know what the risk is? Negative energy for negative intention. Does that mean that just because somebody is capable of darkness that they have bad intentions? Not necessarily. Darkness is necessary in life. Any soldier will tell you that. Anybody with any fucking sense will tell you that. See, as people become who they really are, as time passes on, you will find out, well, who they are. So that applies to the progression of events. Just because somebody seems like Mr. fucking perfect good guy doesn't actually mean that the spirit behind it is. Do you understand how fucking sophisticated deception can be in reality? So if you think I'm deceiving you, then you better pay attention, because if you're wrong, then, well, it'll be the brig for you, and it'll be you sending yourself. But I'll be straight with you. Yes, I do deceive. I deceive because I have to. I will be very, very transparent with you what my intentions are, and what they always have been. However, I've been fucking it up time and time again. Kindle the light. What does that mean? It's meaning itself. It's light. That essence of presence where you know you're alive around people. The fun of it. The gas. When you can look into somebody's eyes and really appreciate why they're there. And I have fucking messed it up big time for myself. I accept that, and I accept that I must climb from the pit I have dug myself. Think of all the people just like me, staring into the screens of their TVs, rows of lonely goldfish in their bowls. What becomes of all those lonely souls? That's a song by Whitey called No One Wants You Round When You're Down. So if you're somebody who is overwhelmed by resentment, this I say to you: you may be justified in your feelings. Trust your intuition and pay attention. Adopt positive posture. Breathe. Every single decision in everything you ever do has a ripple effect in the way your own reality manifests and everything else. That is very, very meaningful. And if you pay attention, you will know that it's the truth that I'm speaking. So, if you don't want to become somebody who ends up locked up or dead, what you've got to do is know that you deserve better than that. The truth is, people, is everybody falls at some point. Everybody messes something up. Everybody is prone to subconscious sabotage because reality is intense at certain points. You know, people think they're good without even testing themselves. You don't know what can happen. And if you think you're Mr. Big Guy because look, right, you've got to kind of fucking, the term fake it till you make it, it's all to do with evolution. You're not even faking it. It's the daring do. You want to dare to do something that you're stepping out your comfort zone, you better go and do it, and you're probably going to have to fucking wing it, right? Oh, I'm Mr. Big Guy, like, I'm not afraid of you, twat, like, with a misaligned perception. You know what I'm saying? And then the wise man can think there's always a bigger fish. So what if it's a monster with a gaping mouth and a fierce look in its eyes and psychosomatic power infecting your mind? What are you going to do then, big guy? You know what I mean? You've been in the gym? Look at this fucking thing here. You think reality can't do that? You've got another thing coming. So you better consider the brig if that's what you think. But does that mean don't be brave? Does that mean stay on the shallows? No, because you don't have a choice. You have to go. But where does protection come from in reality? The love in your heart and the cunning of the mind. Do not give up.